Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my podcast. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all again for subscribing and following me. For this episode, I'm going to read some Reddit stories, and I will have the links for these in the show notes. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, I will have the user and Reddit on the screen. So let's get into the first one. This one reads, am I the asshole for wanting to go to a soccer game out of town? Let's see what this one is going to entail. I know it's going to be saucy. I'm truly baffled and confused for what's just happened. Miami's MLS team has just made it to the finals of the Super League Cup. And if Nashville wins tonight, the game is going on as I type this. So this was posted 47 minutes ago from what I'm reading. The game will be held in Nashville. This gives me a great opportunity to go see Messi up close and personal because my dad is a season ticket holder and member of the Nashville Soccer Club, which would mean he can get decent seats for not too much. And I'd have to say he'd pay for my food, etc. My dad is very hospitable to me. My 29 male wife, 30 female, and I just had a big fight regarding my wanting to buy a $160 flight to go to Nashville for the weekend to see the final. When I found out, I excitedly told her I excitedly told her the chance I was getting, and she immediately showed she was not happy about the idea. Okay, I'm wondering why she was not happy. Let's see what the issue is. I have no problem with her not being happy about something. I always try to hear her out and give her the opportunity to express concerns, which is why I always try to run things by her whenever I make a decision. I try to be a team player. There is nothing wrong with being a team player in a relationship and letting your mate know your plans, especially if you're going to go out of town. But if it's causing issues, you may want to have a discussion. Now, I want to see what the real issue is because sister girl ain't happy. But as I inquire as to why she did not support my intentions, she couldn't come up with a good reason for why. From my end, it just felt like she just wanted to say no for the sake of it. Money is not tight, so it's not the cost of the flight that's the issue. Also, I'd be leaving for less than 24 hours. It'd be to go see the final, sleep, and then get back before she'd even wake up. When I asked her to explain, she came up with the following reasons, none of which felt genuine, as if she was just grasping at straws, hoping one made sense. Let me see some tea on this. That's good. It's so sudden. I'm just finding out about this final. You're already going to Nashville for a concert next month. And basically saying I've been doing a lot of stuff during the weekends, which would include her, by the way. Okay, so she's not happy, can't really give a reason. Money's not an issue, but he's been doing things with her during the weekends. Yeah, it sounds like she's just wanting to say no for no reason at all because she is something that she's not interested in, and she maybe want to be a part instead of just saying that, or instead of just plainly saying how she feels. I told her she would. Okay, I didn't skip ahead. Okay, yeah. I told her she would get a ticket too if she wanted to go. She works with kids and is often tired, so I know getting on a plane, watching a game, and going back home on another plane wouldn't seem very enticing to her since she likes to relax on the weekends. She says it's crappy. She says it's a crappy league, and not even like I'm going to see a Champions League final or something to that grandeur. That was very disrespectful of her. I'm sorry, sis. That was disrespectful. You know this man likes this league. His dad likes these players, and it's a good time for him to spend time with his father. And for you to just disregard it as something crappy, that's disrespectful, sis. I've decided to sleep on the couch tonight because her attitude towards me left me very upset. She couldn't communicate like an adult and spoke to me with an attitude, which I don't put up with when it's not warranted. I get you. I get you. So that's my spiel. Perhaps I've missed a detail or two, in which case feel free to ask. But I'm fresh out of the argument. I feel ridiculous asking, but am I the asshole? If there's any details I can provide to be more objective, just ask. Hmm. I'm going to say she just. I'm not going to say you're not the asshole because I feel like she just can't be honest with you concerning the reason why she may have wanted you to stay home that weekend. Now, I'm reading a comment and someone says that she may have planned a surprise on that date for you. She might have wished you spend some sort of money on her, maybe, whatever the case. But still, and regardless, she could have expressed to him that I kind of want you home because I have something special planned. Not really tell him or play it up as a surprise. But if you didn't make that clear to him in advance and there was nothing going on, then, sir, you are not the asshole. Go enjoy your time. I would really go since you've already said yes. And this is your father, for crying out loud. I would talk to your wife and see if she would communicate, give it time to cool off. So you're not the asshole. Family, tell me what y'all think of this. Y'all comment below and tell me what y'all think. Now, let me sip some tea before this next read. Okay. Am I the asshole for not babysitting my sister's kids? Okay, I feel like I know how this one is gonna go. Okay, let's read it. My 27 male, sister 34 female texted me asking me if I could babysit her kids, 9 and 7. I said no. I told her that since I had the day off, I would be spending the night at home drinking and that I had already had a couple of beers. I was by no means drunk, but I was in no shape to watch children. Understandable. She texted back and said that it was stupid that I wouldn't watch her kids since I wasn't doing anything anyways. I told her tough luck and put my phone down. About 20 minutes later, I heard a knock at my door, and when I opened it, I saw her kids standing there. What the fuck? Really? Really? After this man said no, he's been drinking and he's not in any condition to watch children. Really? I looked up to see her bolting back to her car. I shut the door and I guess she looked back at some point because I heard another knock. I didn't answer. I got a call from her asking where I was. I told her that I was at home, that I knew she was outside with her kids, and that I did not plan to open the door. Wow. Wow. She got angry, stated she was going to leave, and then asked me if I was going to leave her poor defenseless kids outside. I said yes and hung up. Number one, ma'am, did you really just drop these kids off at your brother's house, expecting him to take them in and babysit them after he explicitly said no? I done got upset and pissed off because I've had people do that shit to me, and I don't like that shit. Don't do that. And I hate that the kids, these are a 9 and 7-year-old, I hate that they're getting caught up in the collateral damage of their mother's piss poor planning. Like, for real. I watched through the window as our car pulled up out of my driveway, drove a couple of feet, and then stopped. I guess she thought I would open the door if she waited long enough. I did not. She pulled back in the driveway and angrily walked to the door. I had just enough time to lock it as she started yanking on the handle to trying to get it open. After a minute, she and her kids left. Later, Mom called me and was furious that I didn't open the door and that I would leave those kids outside on their own. She called me a horrible uncle and yelled that now she had to watch them because I wouldn't. Ma'am, did your daughter tell her that he had already said no? Because he had sat down to have a little Jesus juice? And that your daughter decided that she was going to drop them kids over there regardless? Yeah, your daughter is the horrible person in this case. It's your daughter, not your son. And why are you upset that you're watching your grandkids? Really, ma'am? It seems like you don't want to be bothered with them kids, and you expect your son to take up the slack of your daughter and whoever her child's father is. Like, for real, my brother-in-law, who was at work this whole time and completely oblivious to this happening, is on my side, and it's caused a shift in their relationship. You know what? You have a great brother-in-law, because the way your sister went about this, no, she's dead wrong. And to me, it seems like, and I'm not judging your sister, it seems like your sister has done this type of behavior before. And I'm sorry if she has. I am sorry that you had to experience that, honey. My sister and mother are obviously furious because now brother-in-law is thinking about divorce, since this isn't the first time she's tried to pull some stupid stunt like this. She sees these ideas on TikTok and thinks she can do them in real life. Am I the asshole? No, you are not the asshole. Nope. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Oh, and we have an update. Let me see. And the user just posted. Since it happened, I have her blocked on everything. Luckily, she hasn't tried to contact me through other people. Damn right. The fact that the mom is angry that she had to watch them. Man, what are you angry for? Are you mad because you're inconvenienced? Your son was inconvenienced and you're mad at him because your sister inconvenienced him? Girl, go sit down somewhere else. And the fact that you enable your daughter instead of holding her accountable, girl, bye. And I don't really feel bad if the brother-in-law divorces her, because if she done this before, I hope the brother-in-law is able to have custody of the kids, because obviously, ma'am, you don't want them kids if you acting like this. Girl, I'm going to need you to mature up and grow up. I hate when people do that to their kids. I hate when people do that. Like, you should always have a backup plan. And I know that is not possible for everybody. But, ma'am, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down. Y'all, let me know what y'all think about this one, okay? I'm going to put the show notes, put everything in the show notes. Let's get to this next story. Am I the asshole for leaving my family? This post has been over a year in the making, and this was posted about 20 or so minutes ago at the time of this video. Growing up, my family and I would constantly be arguing about petty nothingness. It would be over small problems like them getting mad at me using the last of the bar of soap or eating the last piece of gum. My parents would get infuriated with me, and sometimes it would derail into shouting matches. I didn't think it was very fair. At 17, I told them as soon as I got a chance I would be moving out. They didn't believe me. I was offered a job working on a political campaign as an intern, so it was unpaid. At the time, I wanted to take the opportunity, but my dad gave me a hard time, constantly arguing with me about it not being paid. I took it regardless, and after a few months of work, I moved up to a paid position. At around the same time, I started sleeping at my girlfriend's to get away from my dad shitting on my choice to work as an unemployed employee. At first, it was me just sleeping there once a week, but then it turned into weekends. Then I started sleeping at her place almost exclusively. My parents would ask me what my plans were, and I'd tell them I was over at her place. Eventually, I was there all the time, and they just stopped asking. I felt like this way of living at the time was better than constantly being yelled at for my decision making. And my girlfriend's parents seemed to like me a lot, so they didn't have much to say. I started doing the chores around their house, and they didn't really question me staying with them. I was just treated like a part of the family. I stayed in contact with my parents, brother, and sister, making sure to check up on them once a week, letting them know that I was thinking of them, etc. Over the course of the year, I occasionally saw my sister, and she'd talk my ear off because she missed my company. I would feel awful knowing that I'd eventually leave her for another 2 to 3 weeks, if not longer, before I saw her again. And today I felt terrible about my decision to stay with my girlfriend again when my sister moved to a city 2 hours away for her first year of college. She didn't let me know and was too busy to say bye. I texted her today, and she said that she didn't really say bye to anyone because it was hectic. I understand, but damn, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I also saw my brother over the course of the year, and he talked to me as long as he could before I eventually had to leave. Life just got in the way, and I missed things like his first day of high school, missed talking with him about life events, etc. And at this point, my entire family seems totally different. Siblings are starting to grow up, and I felt like I just missed a huge chunk of time I could have spent with them. Makes me feel like I'm like an asshole for having not been there for them. It makes me feel terrible knowing that one day I just kind of left to live with my girlfriend and her family. I'm a few months from being 20 now, and I am a full-time college student. Today I've been reflecting on my decision pretty heavily, wondering whether it was worth it. I feel I kind of resonate with this person because growing up, they're being yelled at for using things that are there to use, and I could understand if they were causing issues by taking it from other people to where they couldn't use it. But given that this person is approaching 20, um, and they left their family to pursue their choices, I really feel like they were just trying to live their best life, and their parents were may have not been the best parents. And I'm not knocking your parents. I'm sure they did the best that they did. But I understand your concern, and I must say congratulations on being in college. I wish you well, and I wish you and your brothers and sisters well. Life does happen, because I'm no contact with my dad's side of the family, so I do understand. Let's continue. It's time. I will never get back, and time they miss spending with me. I feel bad for removing that opportunity, and in retrospect, I regret not spending enough time with my parents. But I try to justify my decision because at the time I couldn't stand being yelled at all the time. Am I the asshole for leaving my family? No, you're not the asshole for leaving your family. You needed peace and you needed to enjoy your life. You would not be the asshole for this. Like, your siblings grew up, and I'm sure you missed some things, but you have your own life to live. And I know it hurts, but still try to connect with your siblings. Let them know how you feel, and let them explain to why you make your decisions. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that with your parents, but I wish you the best. Family, tell me what you think of these Reddit stories. Now, don't go into the comments attacking people now, but tell me what your thoughts are. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this podcast, please make sure to follow me, leave a comment, leave a review. Y'all live, love, and be free. Smooches.